Okay, here we go. Time number 4. Slope as a rate of change. So what we want to think is slope is a rate of change. When you see rate of change, you're going to do slope. So the graph shown represents the distance traveled by a car as a linear function of time. Complete the following to calculate the slope of the line. And then they give the slope formula. Let's substitute in. So 120 take away 40 over 3 take away 1 gives us 80 over 2, which is 40. And then rise over run, so rise is kilometers, run is hours. So that would mean 40 kilometers for every 1 hour. That's how much change there is. So B, the slope represents a rate of change, a change in distance divided by a change in time. Complete the following. The distance is increasing at a rate of 40 kilometers per hour. So increasing because it's positive here. Number 2. The graph shown represents the temperature of an oven as a linear function of time. So temperature as, so remember y is to x, so temperature as a function of time. Calculate the slope of the line. So slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, which equals 350 minus 50 over 5 minus nothing, which is 60, and rise is Fahrenheit over run is minutes. So 60 degrees increase for every Fahrenheit, 60 degrees Fahrenheit increase for every minute. And that's what it'll say here. The temperature is increasing by a rate of, or at a rate of 60 degrees Fahrenheit per minute. And per is this, right, the out of. So the slope represents a rate of change, a change in temperature divided by a change in time. Okay, here we go. Next one, number 3. So the graph shown represents the amount of fuel in the gas tank of a car as a function of the distance traveled. Calculate the slope of the line. So here we go. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and see how quick it is to write in that formula, so do it always. 40 take away 50 over 120 take away 20 equals negative 1 over 10 after we put it in our calculator, and number of liters per kilometer. So complete the following. The rate of change of fuel in the tank is 1/10 liter per kilometer, negative 1/10 liter per kilometer, and the amount of fuel is decreasing. When they say decreasing already, they have already talked about this negative. So we can say the amount of fuel is decreasing at a rate of 1/10 liter per kilometer. So if they already say the word decreasing, they have already written sort of the negative part. Okay, then D. Determine the equation of the line in the form n equals md plus b. And we're going to do y equals mx plus b. Slope we already know. So for the equation of a line, we need slope and we need a point. We have the y-intercept. No, we don't have the y-intercept. So slope is -1/10 and a point. Let's use the 20 and the 50. And then let's use our y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. You don't need to write this equation every time. I'm fine with that. So y minus 50 equals -1/10 x minus 20. And let's times by the 1/10 into the equation. So y minus 50 equals -1/10 x plus 2 plus 50 plus 50. Y equals -1/10 x plus 52. And now we can put it back into their lettering if they would like that. So -1/10 d plus 52. Hooray! Okay, number 1 in the class examples. Tyrone is paid a base salary per week plus commission for sales, selling, there we go, electrical appliances. Last week his sales totaled $3,500 and he earned $6,200. This week he earned $6,800 for sales of $4,250. On a grid, plot the ordered pairs. So his earnings, how much he makes, so this is the y part, and then sales, or the x part, so this is x1, y1, and that's y2 and x2. So here we go. And we're not going to do it perfect at all. Sales, he sells a lot and earns a bit. Then he sells more and earns a bit more. That's all we're going to care about for that. And then calculate the slope of the line segment joining the ordered pairs. Well, let's join the ordered pairs. There we go. And we can see that should be a positive slope. So m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 equals 680 minus 620 over 4250 minus 3500. And that's going to equal 0.08. And that's dollars earned per dollar of sales. So what that's going to mean is he earns, and that's what this is saying. What does that mean? Tyrone earns 8 cents. So $0.08 for every dollar of sales. D part. State as a percent the rate of commission which Tyrone is paid. Well, if he's paid 0.08 for every dollar of sales, so 0.08, if we move that decimal over 2, then we get he's paid 8%. And that's all we need for that page. Over we go. And everything is working so well with the computer. I'm so happy. E part, we're going to go to here on average speed. So, John is taking part in a long-distance car race. After 3 hours, he had traveled 270 kilometers. After 6 hours, he had traveled 630 kilometers. On a grid, plot the ordered pairs to represent the information. We're not going to do that. Calculate the slope of the line segments joining the ordered pairs. So he is traveling for Our distance is going to depend on the time. So time has to be our x part. So x1, y1, x2, y2. And just think of the story if they don't tell you how to figure out the x and y. And now m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 equals our y's. So 630 take away 270 over 6 take away 3 equals 120 and kilometers per hour. C part. The slope of the line segment represents a rate in change, a change in distance divided by a change in time. This rate is the average speed between the 2 points. State the average speed of the car from 3 hours to 6 hours using appropriate units, and that's what we just did right there. 120 kilometers per hour. Okay, not so bad. Here we go. This is what we're doing. Number 2, 4 and 5, just do the B, C, D parts, and then go to number 10. Hooray!